Today we find ourselves in the gateway of the promised second mile of the fifth epical revelation of our planet Urantia. This initial stage began in the years during which the Urantia book, rather the revelations which it comprises, was revised, and the first mile has to this time been devoted to the dissemination, study, and practice of its teachings. It seems that the living reality of spirit birth is much overlooked as an experiential reality in the Urantia movement, although it is often given intellectual assent instead of allowing transformed behavior to result as a naturally occurring fruit of the Spirit. The product of genuine growth, readers try to put the teachings of the Urantia book into practice by themselves somehow. Doesn't work that way, nor was it meant to. We see in paper 143, 2 and 4, by the old ways you seek to suppress, obey, and conform to the rules of living. By the new way you are first transformed by the Spirit of truth, and thereby strengthened in your inner soul by the constant spiritual renewing of your mind, and so are endowed with the power of the certain and joyous performance of the gracious, acceptable, and perfect will of God. The Urantia book teaches us that the world needs Jesus, religion needs Jesus, and that the service goal of the Urantia book is to hopefully initiate a living Jesus movement on our planet, which is to take place within Christianity and other religions if possible, but which is to take place outside of them if necessary. So what is the Second Mile Project, you ask? In paper 159, 5 and 15, one of the apostles once asked, "Master, what should I do if a stranger forced me to carry his pack for a mile?" Jesus answered, "Do not sit down and sigh for relief while you berate the stranger under your breath. Righteousness comes not from such a passive attitude. If you can think of nothing more effectively positive to do, you can at least carry the pack a second mile. That will of a certainty challenge the unrighteousness and ungodly stranger." We find the answer in paper 195, 10.5. In winning souls for the Master, it is not the first mile of compulsion, duty, or convention that will transform man in his world, but rather the second mile of free service and liberty-loving devotion that betokens a Jesusonian reaching forth to grasp his brother in love and sweep him on under spiritual guidance toward the higher and divine goal of mortal existence. Christianity, even now, willingly goes the first mile, but mankind languishes and stumbles along in moral darkness because there are so few genuine second milers, so few professed followers of Jesus who really love, live, as he taught his disciples to live and love and serve. In one of the last pages of the Urantia book, 196, the paper's supernal author states, "What a transcendent service if, through this revelation, the Son of Man should be recovered from the tomb of traditional theology and be presented as the living Jesus to the church that bears his name and to all other religions." This statement is nothing less than the purpose of the revelation. The vision of the worldwide project of world-changing, dynamically loving spiritual transformation is summed up thus. The great hope of Urantia lies in the possibility of a new revelation of Jesus with a new and enlarged presentation of his saving message, which would spiritually unite in loving service the numerous families of the present-day professed followers. The call to the adventure of building a new and transformed human society by means of the spiritual rebirth of Jesus' brotherhood of the kingdom should thrill all who believe in him, as men have not been stirred since the days when they walked about on earth as his companions in the flesh. And then will these spirit-born souls quickly supply the leadership and inspiration requisite for the social, economic, and political reorganization of the world. We also see in paper 195, it says, Urantia is now quivering on the very brink of one of the most amazing and enthralling epics of social readjustment, moral quickening, and spiritual enlightenment. The foregoing is merely a limited bird's-eye view of the coming spiritual project. The only thing that can stop it is if people such as you and I refuse to heed the call it makes to our hearts. When the time comes, the project will snowball. It will shoot around the world like a chain reaction, growing in geometric proportion. Legions of angels and midwares are already at hand to make sure that the project succeeds. Remember, it is in no way my project, nor am I somehow its organizer. I am nothing more than a messenger, a minstrel singing its song, and I want to be a part of it as well. This project belongs to the spiritual kingdom of God. And if we fully give ourselves to this project, then God will do the rest, teaching us, leading us, and guiding us into the acceptable performance of His will. And only by these means will Urantia be transformed. Only by bringing about the transformation of the hearts and minds of our planet's inhabitants will true and lasting progress ever be obtained for the entire earth.